Coop, your group looks a little different this year. Yeah. What are your thoughts about your guys so far, and what are you expecting this fall?
Expectations, they kind of come and go. Before you put pads on, it's really hard anytime you're close to the line of scrimmage to really know exactly what you're going to get. But with the new guys that have came in with Sam and Max and Skip being a freshman, they've done a really good job of coming together as a group. That's what I'm most proud of. They've done a bunch of stuff this summer together to really help each other grow, and that's when you make the biggest strides individually and collectively as a unit. But they work their butts off. Obviously with Coach Shaw, he's been super impressed with how those guys worked, and Max and Sam have they've got some experience that's something that you can't buy. So it's good to have those guys to be able to bring something to the room as well.
Sadu has a lot of experience too, but what does that competition do for him, you think? And what has it done for him so far?
Zico is very internally motivated, and he's done a great job, whether it was last year, whether it's through the spring, whether it's with Sam and Max and Skip coming in, that he's done a great job of always pushing himself. And I've really challenged him to be able to take something from other guys, that whether it's Max, whether it's Sam, whether it's an 18-year-old freshman, Skipworth, that's come in, they might know one little thing that could help his game. But he's done a great job of changing his body. He's been a great leader for this team, and I'm really excited about the year he's going to have.
What is the recruiting process like in that second window when I'm not going to be able to see these guys on the practice field until we're ready to go play almost?
Right.
You have to kind of rely on game tape and evaluations.
Yeah, it's tough because you start recruiting high school kids when they're 15, 16 years old. You get to know them, you get to know your family, or get to know their families, try to have them know yours. And it's way more than just the game tape. And it's so much of a personal evaluation to where you get them on campus, you get to talk to their parents, you get to talk to people they've been around. To me, that's just as important as the game tape, because what you bring into your own room, into the locker room, that's what you're going to get. And it does. It takes more than a 40 time or a vertical to really be a really great player, especially at the tight end position.
Coach Levy was telling us that tight end was going to be an area of need in the spring portal, and you guys went out and did that. Why was that kind of a need for you guys that you identified?
With losing Justin, who had a lot of experience, and again was our second leading rep, and played a bunch of ball and had a lot of that experience as well. We want to be able to operate in 11 and 12 personnel and those type of things on a regular basis without just having 2 guys or 3 guys or someone coming along. That we needed some of that experience that has been put on tape. And Cam Ball is someone that hadn't been talked a bunch about, that has had an incredible spring, had a really good summer, and we had a great conversation with him, and he's really stepped up because he doesn't really have that experience. So that was a part of, hey, we need to go get some guys that have game tape. But he understands the challenge in front of him, and he's not shying away from competition at all, and he's done a really good job as well.
What kind of tight end is Emeka Elo? Is it? I don't know if that's
Yeah, so
what does he kind of bring?
Just like he's got a lot of size, and you talk about not being experienced. He hadn't played tight end very long, kind of had a strange journey through JUCO, but we had him in camp and saw some things he can do. It's for him, he's unfortunately at the end of spring had a little bit of an injury, but is working through that and being able to just get all of those individual reps and learning the position. And a guy, I don't know what it's like being 6'9", 270 and athletic, but that's, again, you see that and he walks off the bus and, oh my gosh, who's that? And then he'll flash in the spring, he'll flash in workouts, and his deal is about really learning his body and being really, really consistent in everything he does.